Hello gamers, today we have a double helping of back-to-back games. I had ace tankers in my T29, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the first one right away because it's going to be a fairly long replay. As you can tell, I've got this 3 marked and I really like the T29. There is a fair amount of gold usage, particularly in this first game, but I felt like it was necessary to make sure that I was penning shots, basically. So I did not have XVM installed. Actually, I just installed it just now. But during this game and the next game, I did not have XVM installed. So whether that matters to you or not, I don't know. I could tell that the IS was actually a decent player because of the way he was playing his tank. But beyond that, I had no idea if our team was good, bad, or indifferent. What I did know is that we sent a few guys over to the 8-9 line, which is, it's kind of okay. It's really not that great of a plan, but regardless, it's fine. I mean, we'll make it happen. So I noticed they've got a 7 line. They've got a T29 and an IS, which we had a Scorpion in the middle, but basically he'll probably come over here and get side shots on him is my guess. So we have quite a few guys here, which is always good. We're just trying to get a shot on this T92. Unfortunately, I used a gold round there because I kind of assumed that's what I would be facing, a heavy and not a light tank. So I noticed that they're pushing up really hard here, and we just do a snapshot there and miss. And so they've got a lot of stuff here, but I've got the lower plate of the IS-6, so we're going to go ahead and take that. So our ISM is taken an absolute beating already. So I don't want to fight these guys face up alone. So I'm just really trying to stay hull down, and we're able to snipe the cupola on the IS. So one thing it does help to have gold rounds is the velocity, which even at short ranges can help when you're trying to snipe cupolas and things like that. So this IS-6 is looking me down, and he actually gets a shot on me, and I'm trying to figure out where he pinned me at. So I'm going to back off. We got a full health mod 1, a full health 59 Patton, and full health E25. So I don't want to be the guy to push because I've only got 600 health left. So the IS-6 fires, and I get kind of unlucky and hit his upper plate. So we're just being patient here, standard heavy tank gameplay. And if you don't know, it's overmatchable, that the Mohawk on the IS-6, and so he sat still long enough. I got kind of a little bit lucky, but not terribly so. So we're waiting for this mod 1 to hopefully pop out. Just kind of, you got to play patiently in heavies, especially when you get low health. I've got 1500 damage. I'm doing all right. I've blocked 1,000, so that's nice. And this IS is trying to come around the other side. And the E25, I get really lucky there that he does not pin me. But this E25 backs off. I sort of understand that, but at the same time, be nice if he helped out a little bit. So he does eat a shot, and it's apparent to me that the IS has the small gun, which is good. What I don't want is for these guys to think they can push because we're distracted looking at the IS. So I put a shot in the mod 1, and I really do need gold rounds for that mod 1. So we'll go for another cupola shot or roof shot, and we miss it. and the IS-6 comes out, and we're able to high roll him and get another shot of damage. So that's 2,600 damage. We've cleared off this side. The other side has been very, very passive, and I'm going to be passive here to some extent because I do not want to get shot a couple more times and then be at a point where I can't help and I can't be aggressive. So we're able to take out the T92 or along with the Sturra Mill. So I mean, good for him. He is playing really aggressive, and that thing has 0 armor. So you'll see he's a decent player, and I could tell he was a decent player because he came around and he just held an angle, and that's what you've got to do in a tank destroyer with no armor, is hold the angle. I thought that Mod 1 might come out, and I wanted to be aimed in on him if he did come out. So I noticed someone got shot from behind, and there's a Scorpion G behind us. And I make the decision to push forward to make sure that I've got the health, basically, and I know that we can gangbang this guy together if we can just get him to fire. So he fires, and I should have probably stayed behind this wreck, but he fires, and I've loaded HE, and we're just waiting for another shot here. So I don't know how he pinned me there, but I know that I will beat him on the reload. So we're just waiting for another shot, and it ends up being that we don't get one. So I end up in these low health situations a lot because I am a little bit too aggressive probably. But we've won one side, they've kind of won the other, and they own the middle. So we don't own much of the map. We do have a couple of guys at our base, so that's good, because if they push into our base, they're going to get lit. So that's always a good thing. So especially when you've finished off a side, it's good to look at the map and figure out where you need to go. So my solution is to come up here and try and get shots and support cap, because I know they're going to come into cap, but I'm a little indecisive because crossing this is really quite bad, and I miss an opportunity to hit that AT-15, unfortunately. So the T29 AT, they're saying go help him, but in reality, he's in a bad position. He's in a very bad position. So we're able to take out the T29. So that's a great thing. We're back to standard rounds. But I'm a one shot for anything, so I am not going to be rushing out there to try and finish off the game. And I should have fired there. The AT-15 just barely backs up enough, but it looks like he's going to die. And I spy this E25 here. So, and we miss him, unfortunately. So I can't remember. It's been a few games since this game happened, and can't remember exactly what happens. I want to say that I might get a shot on this Yag Panther as he's backing out. Yeah, we do get one, and so he's down to a one shot now. And kind of a slow game, just the way it goes in heavies. So we're just looking for a shot right now. And I don't think we end up getting it. I don't know every inch of the map, so I think he's going to pop out over to the left a little bit, and I should have waited or feathered for a little bit to see if I could have got an outline. So now it's just down to one guy, the AT-15. The trouble is, I know I'm a one shot. That T71 DA is a one shot. The Sturra Mill is a two shot. I don't know about the Mod 1. Let's see, he's a one shot. He's got 2 health. So if we go in one at a time, it could be a very bad thing, and that's what starts to happen. But um, one of the guys on the team mentions what the and I'm trying to figure out, should I go to Cap? What if he comes toward Cap and then he gets lit? So then I know better. But he kills somebody, and then one of the guys on our team says he only has 6 health. So that cues me. What would you do in that situation? You load HE, right? Because you don't have to pen with HE to get 6 damage. Is not that hard a thing. Yep, the Scorpion G says it, and so immediately I switch over to HE. So you can help your teammates even when you're dead, just by saying something like that, because it's down to 3 of us now, and that mod 1 has got 2 hit points. So anyway, I'm trying to move up as carefully as I can. I want to stay close to the hill, and that's what we do. And in reality, the safe move would have been to Cap, but I didn't want to drive all the way around, to be honest with you. And I only had 2 kills. I wanted another kill, and I figured he's on that low of health. And then I see this T29 that's died here, which is a perfect opportunity for me to hold down. So I know there's nothing there, basically. I assume that he's around the corner, and I kind of plan on just holding that corner, and then he gets lit. So, and then he does us the favor of opening up a little bit, giving us the roof. So that's the end of replay number 1. Let's go ahead and move on to replay number 2. We got 3 kills there and 3,800 damage, 2,100 block. So, okay, on to the next one. Welcome back to the second half of our back-to-back replay. Let's go ahead and get it started. We are mid-tier, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting replay because we end up doing about 3,500 damage in this replay, and it's odd because it was a back-to-back game. Normally you don't get back-to-back aces, or I don't. Maybe Unicums do, but I do not. So and we have to deal with teammates a little bit in our way, and that happens, and how you deal with it and how you just adjust your game a little bit, you will determine how much damage you can do. So it's the T34 behind us kind of gets in our way for shots, but he's just trying to do what he's trying to do. He's trying to get damage just like we are. So so this is the safest route, especially in high tier games, and it allows you to stay hull down. So we're trying to get a shot. We end up tracking that STA is all we do, but this allows me to stay hull down, and right there I would have had a shot, but my teammate got in the way, which is not really his fault, So the Rudy here, I don't know why a Rudy would choose to go into heavy side, especially being bottom tier, but so then I realize this guy's getting hit, and I realize he's taking hits, so I'm gonna pull up and use him as a hold down. The thing you got to be careful with when you're doing that is if he backs up, then you're stuck out there naked. So it's like he's backing off now. So we're going to go for a cupola shot, of course, on the IS, and no such luck. We're using standard rounds here. So he's showing his drive wheel, and we do make that shot on the STA, which doesn't show, but we do end up hitting him. So now this T34 is trying to side scrape because he's a one shot, and so now I'm really having trouble working around him. But them's the breaks, right? So we're able to pick up a quick kill on the STA-2, which is another tank that should not be here. And all of a sudden, we get hit. Fortunately, the STRV only tracked us with the first shot. So we're just trying to side scrape out here. I should have angled a little more, but I didn't, and I think I'm still fine. And then the STRV pins me, and now he's trying to back out because he's a one-shot. So should have just, quite frankly, stayed there and killed me, but as it was, he did not. So now I don't want to pull out because I know that this Tiger P has problems from the other side, and I want him to get distracted, which he does, and then we're able to put a shot into him and create a one-shot for whoever can kill him. So, and apparently that might be me. Yep. So we've got 1886 damage and a blind shot as well. And at this point, I'm just trying to play kind of safe. You know, I'm a one shot for a lot of tanks with 300 health. So the IS-3 gets spotted. It looks like he's the only one there, and I have this T-34 for cover. I know a lot of people might say that's kind of crazy to use him as cover, but we're both one shots, so if someone's going to survive, I want to be the guy because I feel like I can output the damage. I have 3 marked this tank, and we go ahead and hit a cupola shot for a very low roll on the IS-3. But now the IS-3 is basically a 2-shot for us. And so he backs up, and pay attention, the way he's backing up, he has no shots on any of us. And I make sure to damage and track him at the same time, which means there's no way he's going to put any shots into my teammates. So now it's 10-7. We've got 3 kills, 1,440 blocks, 746 assist, and I just don't want to follow the crowd. I want to go a different direction. The Hellcat hasn't been spotted in a while. The Hummel, I'm not too worried. I don't think he has good view range anyway. But I see this SU-122-44, and I don't want him to polish off my teammates in field and give them a foothold in field. But at the same time, and I'm looking to see, and I make sure the Hellcat will not be able to spot me. He cannot. But we're down to, it's 10-9 again. We got a guy on cap, which I think is not a very wise idea, but so be it. And we snap, but of course we miss the SU-122-44. And at this point, he's a 2-shot for me, so I don't want to go any further out, get RD'd, so I'm going to pull back and just try and take the shots I can get. And at this angle, I feel like APCR is needed. So we go ahead and load APCR. And I'm kind of waiting for this SU-122 to kind of pull up on me, and he doesn't come the direction I would suspect he would go. I would think he would just go straight up, but he goes around, so it allows me time to put in a shot into the AT-8, and now I'm just in a position where I want to make sure that if he comes up on me, that I can track him. So we do track and damage him, and we give him a auto bounce shot there if he wants to try that. And it looks like we're going to end up capping out. So that is the end of this game, basically. We ended up with 3,100 damage and a blind shot and 1,800 block. So really happy with that, doing a back-to-back game. So let's go ahead and look at the post-game stats for both games. Okay, here we are at the after-action report, and for Abby. That was the first game. We got an ace tanker. We got a high caliber out of the game. Looks like we hit a fair amount of guys, and did critical damage to a few. We were top of the team, 3,800 damage, 3 kills, 1,529 base XP. Looks like the prime metal also did pretty good, and our team did okay. The ISM had a little trouble. Our T71, admittedly, T71, any light tank in that map is just, it's really hard to play that map in my opinion. And one of our TDs didn't do so well, so their T29 did really well as well. We shot 19 shots, hit 16, penned 14 of those, and we blocked 2,100 damage. We fired a lot of gold, so we lost some credits even with the premium account, and we ended up with 4,500 base XP, so or XP total. So pretty happy with that game. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, here's the second game that we had on Paris. Ace Mastery, high caliber here as well. We did damage to less tanks, but we did, we got a few kills as well. So ended up with 3,500 damage and 3 kills, 1,291 base XP, which seems pretty low for an ace, quite honestly. But anyway, we'll take it any which way we can get it. So this game we didn't fire near as much premium, so we ended up with 29,000 credits. We fired 16 shots, hit 14, and penned 12, blocked 1,800 damage, 746 due to our assistance. So maybe that helped us in this game, basically. And we ended up with 3,800 XP total. So appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great night, and make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Dislike button's right over there if you didn't enjoy it, and please subscribe for more tanks.